Okay, today we'll go ahead with the new chapter Montessori School Administration. So, here we are going to study about the introduction. What is this school administration? And the second one is who is the head of the institution and his duties. The second one, the third one is working pattern of the school, layout of preschool classroom, Montessori timetable, principles of Montessori classroom, and the 5 guiding principles, then children's rights and responsibilities, teaching rights and responsibilities for the beginners, that is for the small children. So these are the points and these are the sections that we are going to cover in our school administration. To begin with, let's see the introduction. So every school, Montessori school, will be headed by one headmaster or principal. And this headmaster or the principal of the institution is responsible for institutional planning and management. So he or she is the one who decides how to use the valuable resources. That means whatever is there in school, how he should use it fully. And he has to take the steps to mobilize, to use these resources for the maximum welfare of the children. And then he is the one who should involve the teachers, the parents towards the achievement of quality education for the younger generation. So now every headmaster or the principal will have certain duties. The first one is supervising the teachers. So his duty is just go around the school. Every 1 hour, just go around the school and see whether the teacher is inside the class and whether the teacher is following all the required qualities like standing, teaching the children, involving the children in her teaching, and writing neatly on the board, giving correct notes, helping the child to improve the handwriting, there and then checking. So every minute points of a teacher should be observed by the headmaster during his rounds. Make a note and never tell the teacher on the spot. Just call the teacher to his cabin and explain the mistakes of the teacher so that the teacher rectifies. If headmaster doesn't go around, doesn't supervise, then teachers may not be able to rectify their mistakes. This is very important for the headmaster. The second one is there are n number of records that has to be maintained by the head of the institution. So overall the complete institution depends on the energy, enthusiasm, involvement, participation of the headmaster or the principal. If the principal or the headmaster is not alert, then most of the things in the school may not go in order. So there are records like teachers as attendance record, staff register we call, and there are two registers: staff register or extracurricular teachers register, and non-curricular teacher register. That is aunties, drivers. So they will maintain one register. Part-time teachers will have one attendance register, and the main staff will have a register. Early in the morning, as soon as the teachers come, it is their duty to give the attendance and enter the class. So headmaster should see, make a note whether the attendance registers is marked properly or not. And his one more duty is reviving the notes of the lessons. He is the one who guides the teachers how to write a lesson plan, but the teachers would have already learned in their training sessions. It's a prime duty of the headmaster to have an eye whether the teacher is writing the lesson plan of that particular week regularly and whether the teacher is following the same lessons in that particular week. Say example, in the June we have certain set of syllabus to be completed. If we don't complete that, it will be postponing to July, and July's portion to next month, and the next month to the next month. In the March we are supposed to conduct the exam and the teacher doesn't complete the portions, then it will be a burden. All the portions will be dumped on the children and children will not be able to cope up with the syllabus. That is why it's very important for the headmaster to check whether teachers are planning the lessons properly and in that month whether that lesson is done, so that it doesn't burden the children and children are trained on the spot. So this is the main, once again, the duty of the headmaster to take care of that. And then sanctioning leave to the teachers. So unnecessarily teachers also are not supposed to take leave, and without questioning, without analyzing, headmaster also should not sanction leave. He has to question, he has all the power to question, to inquire, and if necessary, he can even cancel the leave of a teacher, or he can sanction if it is very genuine reasons. So it depends on the headmaster's thinking and analyzing or judging. And next one is preparation of statements for claiming the pay. So headmaster is the one who should observe the teacher from the beginning till the end of the session. That is complete one academic year. Whether the teacher is punctual, sincere, whether she'll be an asset to the institution, whether the institution will grow based on her, her teaching is good, her involvement is good, whether the teacher is able to submit the records, attendance records of the students registers, question papers, lesson plans in time, and how is the attitude of the teacher with all other colleagues. All these things, minute points of a teacher, should be assessed by the headmaster. Based on the teacher's assessment, the payment or the increment depends. So headmaster should be very impartial in giving a right judgment. He should never be partial to any teacher. Just see the teacher's work, not the teacher. And this will help the teacher even to grow, and the children also will get good benefits from a good teacher. And then it is his prime responsibility to conduct district level examinations, so time to time. Now it is not only district level, like example, in every school we'll have two tests before September, two tests after September, one midterm exam during October or September, and annual exam during March. So these are the exams and the tests that will be conducted in the school. So it is his prime duty to see that the exams are conducted very well. Teachers are guided how to prepare a question paper. The question paper should be submitted in time. It should be typed in time. And at the said time, the exam should be conducted. And there should not be any malpractice. Teachers should not involve in any such type of malpractices, and children should do their exams very well, and the results also should be given on time. All these are some of the duties of the headmaster. And if a headmaster is not alert, responsible, enthusiastic, energetic, then the entire school system fails and the children will not get proper education. Now, this coming to the working pattern of the school. Especially we are going to learn about the preschool. We have 4 ages. One is playgroup, preschool, pre-mont, or we call lower mont, which is called as LKG, upper mont, which is known as UKG. Now this is the age group. 1.5 to 2.5 years will get enrolled in playgroup, and their working hours is 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. half a day. So almost 200 days in a year they are supposed to attend the school. If it comes to preschool, the children of 2.5 to 3.5 years will get admitted to preschool, and 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. will be their working hours. But in some schools they extend up to 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock. It depends from school to school. But the number of working days in a year must be 200 days. Coming to LKG, or what we call pre-mont or lower mont, Montessori, the name given to that. 3.5 to 4.5 years of children will get admitted to this class, and their working timings will be 9:30 a.m. to 3 or 3:30, or depending on the area, whether it is a rural or urban, it goes on 4 o'clock. Maybe in some places due to transportation problem, they may extend up to 4 o'clock, or they may reduce up to 3 o'clock. So it depends. But LKG from 9:30 to 3 o'clock or 3:30 will be an ideal time for these children, and they are supposed to work. That means the number of days in a year must be at least 220 days. The same thing for the UKG too, and the age group is 3.5 to 4.5 years of children study in UKG. This is the working pattern. Now even certain times urban and rural, it differs. In urban school, urban area, that is big cities like Bangalore, due to the traffic, children are called early and they are sent early, or they may be called little late and they are sent late. So based on the traffic, based on the areas, the working pattern also can change. But more or less it should be in the same manner. Now when it comes to layout of preschool classroom. Layout in the sense, the plan, how the classroom should be. See, first of all, the classroom should be the child sized. Small, these are 2.5 to 4.5 children. So the classroom should be of their level, and whatever the shelves are arranged. You can see in this picture, there are many shelves arranged. They all are for the at the level of the child. The child should be able to reach the materials. It should not be too high above the wall so that they can't put a ladder or they can't stand on a chair and take the materials often. So it should be to the level of the children. It should be easily accessible. Even the chairs, the benches, the desk which is put should be very comfortable. The child should aram se go get the material from the shelves which will be at his level, keep it on the table and start doing the work. So this is one. And here we have one more picture of a classroom, how it is arranged. See the area of the classroom. So these classrooms are divided into different areas or centers we call. Especially, now this is very important, you need to mark it. 7 basic centers in a classroom. There are 7 basic centers in a classroom. So one group one section will be arts block. So these shelf may be having all the materials that is related to the arts, like drawing papers, color pencils, crayons, all those things will be kept on one side. There will be one more dramatic area, maybe this plain area, where children will have lot of free space to move around and have a role play. Then they will have a place where to move around and play. There must be a block, one area where all the science materials are kept. Children should not get confused. Directly whenever the teacher gives instruction, go get some science material, the child should directly go to that shelf, get the material. The same manner, all the books should be arranged in one area. Manipulatives means mathematics. So all the maths material should be kept on one shelf, and then music items also on a different shelf. Everything should not be jumbled up so that the child gets confused. So every area, the LKG child may not be able to read, but with some symbols and with writing, it must be labeled. Every area must be labeled. Initially, looking at the symbols, the child will be able to identify. Later on, slowly, when he learns the alphabets or able to recognize the alphabets, he'll start reading the block and he may get the materials easily. So every area must be labeled properly. And the classroom should be very attractive, very colorful. If it's very plain, black or dark, children may not be able to get that interest. The classroom should be so attractive, so colorful, calm, peaceful. Should be very pleasant, and very important is well ventilated. Well ventilated means there should be sufficient movement of air in and out. Lot of brightness must be inside the class. It should be very big, very spacious. It should not be very congested. Even 10 20 children cannot be accommodated. It should not be like that. Very spacious, where the child moves freely, sits wherever he likes and takes whatever materials he wants and start doing his work. And all the materials also should be arranged in order. Now this is a plan. We have different plans. So these are the samples of a plan. You can see this is the sitting where teacher sits and teaches. Circle. There is a circle where children sit here and they work. This is dramatic area, and this is science center, and this is a literacy where the books are kept. This is a computer center, and this is a quiet area. Just come and sit and relax. Children can come and sit and relax. This is the area where lockers are kept. Their coats, their shoes are dumped here. The tiffin boxes are kept here, and when they need, they take it from here. So this might be a washroom area. There's a door here. Art area, sand or water area. So even in this you can see different math center is there. Here all the maths shelf activities are kept. Then here, dramatical play, the area where children can move around and jump, play, dance, have a role play. This is the art center where they will sit and do their paintings, drawings, art and craft work. So here, fun tubs center, something they will conduct some activity here with water and some fun. So like this, different areas are present in the. Here is where the teacher will sit. Children will take their books and sit and read. This is a circle where the children will sit in a circle and listen to what the teacher says. So this, it according to the space, teacher can divide the area into 7 blocks and take up the class. Now this is the real classroom. It looks like this. You can just have a watch. This is a real classroom. Here lot of painting things are kept. Children sit in a group and they start doing their work. Here also a group of children can sit. You can see the shelves here, which is at the level of the child. Child doesn't need to jump up high to get the materials. It is all at their level. Happily they just go and get it. The classroom is very colorful, calm, peace, well ventilated. There's a lot of brightness and very attractive. Children feel like staying in the class and doing certain things. Now coming to Montessori timetable. Usually the school starts at 9:30. 9:30 to 9:40 is arrival at the school. So this is very important. Before 9:30, maybe at 9:10, the teacher must arrive to the school and should stand near the classroom waiting for her children to receive. Now this is very important. Teacher should not come late to the school. Teacher should not come late to the school because the smaller children will be got addicted to the teacher, to that particular class teacher. If they see that class teacher, they feel very happy. They feel like, okay, she's my mother, she's my another mother, she's the one who takes care of me. If they don't find a class teacher, they don't feel like enter the class, they get afraid. That is why the class teacher is very important. She has to stand at the door waiting for the children to welcome. And 9:40 to 10:20, this is a circle time. Now all these things will be explained in depth in the next slides. 10:25 to 11:35, what is called as Montessori work. Here, real teaching of Montessori will take place. Then there will be nearly 20 minutes of break time where children will have a very good snacks and they'll get an opportunity to talk with each other. 11:50 to 12:20 is a garden time. They go out, take care of the plants, animals, or sometimes play. Fine motor skills and gross motor skills are developed here. Some schools it work only for half a day. After this they just go down, they go home. Some schools they continue the afternoon session. Now our preschool is only up to 12:20 to 12:30. Now see, this is arrived at the school. This is very important. Child will feel very happy looking at the teacher. Teacher must have a great smile. Should feel very happy to receive every child to her class. The child also will be extremely happy to see the class teacher and to get inside. So arriving for school on time is extremely important for children. Even children should come on time. If it is 9:30, the child should be by 9:20 to school. And their teacher should be there to greet and interact with them on the arrival, setting them for their day ahead. The next period will be circle time. So she has to get ready for that and welcome the children with a broad smile. So now we being teachers, we should never be late to school. If the bell is at 9:30, we need to be at school by 9:10 itself. So that is the correct quality of a teacher. Now here see, it's just the parent is handing over the child from first mother. The child is going to the second mother. So the warm hands must be there near the door to take the child and take care. So it's important that the children do not miss any of the wonderful themes that is taught in the school. See, this is how the teacher is greeting and asking the children to get inside the class. So this is how last video we saw how the teacher welcomes the children. It builds a good relationship between the child and the teacher. Children will feel like coming to the school and seeing the children, seeing the teacher. This builds a very good rapport, relationship between the teacher. And secondly, teacher will know whether all the children are present or not. Individual attention can be given. So the teacher must arrive to school in time. Children also must come to school in time. The second one is circle time. This is very important. Every Montessori classroom should have a circle drawn at the center or in a occupy some space. Children are made to sit on that circle in a circular manner. Teacher sits along with them. She's one among them. So this system helps teacher to see all the children, and all the children will be able to see the teacher. That is why children are made to sit in a circular system. And as soon as teacher sits, she doesn't start, and she should not start telling, okay, I'm here to teach you something. No, it's not like that. First thing is, have a discussion with the children. How are you, children? How did you spend yesterday's evening? I hope everybody is fine. So build a rapport. ಒಂದು ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ನ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಹತ್ರ. Have a casual talk with the children. At the same time, discipline should be maintained, not allowing every children to shout. One by one, taking the name of every child. Teacher should ask how they spend their time, how is their grandma, how whether they are feeling happy, and if any child is in a moody, very moody, just gear up their mood and cheer up this child. So first few minutes it is having building. Teacher should build a good relationship with the children, and then during this she will be discussing what will be taught on that day, and slowly with some activities, some fun, oral drilling can be given. Usually in our schools what we do is we after having a short talk with the children, we teach them good rhymes with audio visual aids. It might be played on the screen, or a tape record will be switched on, and children dance with the music and they learn the music. After that, a simple conversation, spoken English is introduced, a story is narrated. This is done to develop their English vocabulary. Helps this time will be focused on improving their language, so that whatever language, especially in our schools, we start with English, and children come from multilingual. Some speak Urdu, some speak Telugu, some are from Kannada background, some are from Tamil background. So as soon as they come to school, pick up English is difficult. So this circle time is used to enhance, to enrich their knowledge in English. Spoken English is taught, stories are taught, prayers are taught here, and then this is how the circle times goes on. Oral drilling will be given. They should also have lot of fun learning about the sounds and numbers. So next one is circle time. So this is one more circle drawn in the class, and all the children are sitting around. They should be starting by introducing numbers each week, 10 to 1. So you can take any topic and you can start. Each sound will be taught using phonic method. If they are taking ABCD, phonics should be introduced. If the teacher is taking numbers will be taught. The next one is Montessori work time. The third period, I can tell it is a third period. Here pure Montessori. Suppose teacher starts with practical activities. The next day she can start with the sensorial. Then again she can go with the language, and she can go with the maths. Like that she has to take every day or 2 days one subject, practicals. And that Montessori work should be introduced. Sitting in a circle itself, teacher introduces the Montessori work along with the educational materials. So this is one more how the teacher is teaching. This is an greeting activity, or we can say introducing one-to-one. It's a practical activity which the teacher is teaching during her Montessori work. All the materials what the teacher should use must be kept ready, and the chapter must be introduced, which we have already learned in the second chapter. So all Montessori are categorized into practical life, sensorial life, language, culture and arts, crafts. So these are the subjects that they are going to learn during Montessori work. And because each child at a different stage of development, they will learn at their own pace and are only ever increased to move on. Every child will take his or her own time to learn. Teacher should have lot of patience and slowly introduce the activities, make the child very active and make the child do the activity along with the teacher. So all these activities are introduced during Montessori work. As I said, suppose Monday, Tuesday we can have practical life activities, Wednesday, Thursday sensorial life, and the next day language, cultural, and the last day we can have art and craft. In that way the timetable has to be arranged and the children should be introduced. So this is one more slide to show how the children are working with the materials. Here the teacher is showing lot of flashcards, giving oral drilling, asking children to read out, recognize, identify, sorting, matching. All these activities are taught during Montessori work. So after this period, there must be a small break that will be from 11:30 to 11:50. So this is the time where children get an opportunity to develop their social skills. They mingle with each other, they speak their own language, they jump, they dance, they have a lot of freedom. And that is the time they interact with each other, and also they have their healthy snacks. They can drink sufficient water, and children can use their restrooms during this time, and teacher can teach how to wash the hands, then how to spread the napkin, how to sit and have his food. So teacher should also check whether the children are bringing healthy food. Teacher should go around and motivate children, teach the children how to eat, not to spill the food, respect the food, and complete the food which they have brought. Teacher should also make a note whether the child is able to eat the food that the parent has sent. If it is over, then teacher should talk to the parent to send to the level of the child. If it is too less, even that has to be brought to the notice of the parent. So even while eating, teacher need to observe what the child is eating and what not the child is eating. Keep an information and inform that to the parent. And at the same time, teacher should observe how the children interact with each other. Some children are very shy, very introvert. Introvert means they don't come out. Such children should be encouraged, motivated to come and mingle with others. Some children are over talkative. Some children are very moody, some children are very silent. So these things should be observed, and what the child's need is, in the same manner the child should encourage the children and help the child to overcome the fears of mingling with others, and also develop their conversation skills. English, spoken English can be developed here. So teacher should be very alert every time. So break time is not a relaxation time. It is a time where the teacher observes how the child interacts with others. Some children will be very talented, very dominating type of character. They want to be the boss. They may even boss over the other children. Some children will be very mild, receiving the blows of the dominant child. So we should not allow such things at all. We need to be careful, monitor each and every child during break time too, along with what they are eating and what they don't eat. And the last half an hour to 45 minutes must be spent to garden time. Garden time, this is if the weather permits. If it is very cool, calm, it should not be too sunny, it should not be raining heavily. If the weather is very good, children must go outside, and approximately 20 minutes each day they should have a very good physical activities. They should jump, run, play, throw the ball. A good physical activity must be given, that is to develop their fine motor skills and gross motor skills. Sometimes we can even engage them in some role plays. This will help them to imagine a lot. And if there is a very good garden, we can take them around and introduce different types of plants and if there are animals, introduce them to the animals. We have to teach them to love the nature, love the plants, love the animals, take care of them. All the values like kindness, sympathy, courage, all these things can be developed during this period along with the development of the physical activities. So we should encourage children to imagine well, interact with the peer andre their same age group, then develop even their gross motor skills. So after that, sometimes children go off to their school carrying some of the memories from the class teacher and classroom and the garden time. Now in the class, teacher should encourage children to be their assistants. This will help child to develop their leadership qualities. Now each day the children take turns as a classroom assistant. Classroom assistant means being a leader. Teacher must select one child. If there are 20 students, today register number 1 will be the class leader. So the main purpose of this is, the classroom assistant is to develop leadership qualities, taking responsibilities, knowing how to manage the things right from 2.5 or 3.5 or 4.5 years. This will help the child to become a very independent child. So teacher and the children take responsibilities for themselves and their environment. So teacher will teach the children, telling that this is your classroom, you need to take care, monitor them, keep the things neatly, keep the table neatly, see that the shelves are neat. Now once the children are given very good direction, they will really take up the task very seriously and they will follow it very neatly. So it is a teacher's responsibility to teach the child his own responsibility to take care of his own environment. So the class assistant, every day one child who is selected will be the monitor and take care of all these things. The classroom assistant, he is given certain tasks to carry, how to help the teacher during the day. Teacher can tell, okay, get my book from the table, erase the board, keep all the books one upon the other, arrange it neatly. Okay, my child, take these books and distribute it to your friends. All such small works can be given to the child, and the child learns to be responsible and also independent. And alphabetically, that's what, according to the register numbers, we teachers should ensure that every child gets a chance to be a leader in the class. There should absolutely be no partiality shown. Every day only one child should not be encouraged. Teacher should take care that every child gets the chance. Now here we can see how nicely a child takes up the role of a teacher, and he is inviting every child to the class. So that is how the child took up the responsibility of a teacher and started welcoming the children. Like this, every day one task has to be given. The child feels very happy. ಅರೆ ನಾನು ನನಗೂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅವನು ಇನ್ನೂ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿ ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಮಗುನೂ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಕೇರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಅಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಥರ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಟಾಸ್ಕ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಅವ್ನು ತುಂಬ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿಯಾಗಿ ಆ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಫುಲ್ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಅದು ಬೂಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಪೌಚಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಯೂಶಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಆರ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್, ಕ್ರಾಫ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್, ಫೈನ್ ಮೋಟಾರ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ ಮಾಡಿಸಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಟೀಚರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ. ಅವರು ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಒಂದು ಪೌಚಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿರಬೇಕು. ಎವ್ರಿ ಫ್ರೈಡೇ ಆ ಪೌಚ್ ಮನೆಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದ ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ನೋ ಹೌ ದ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಹಸ್ ಡನ್ ದ ವರ್ಕ್. ನಾವು ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದ ವರ್ಕ್ we should see that the child does it. It is not the work of a teacher to do. ನಾವು ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅದನ್ನ ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರವ್ರ ಬ್ಯಾಗಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎವ್ರಿ ಫ್ರೈಡೇ ಅಥವಾ ಮಂತ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ಸು ಅಥವಾ 3 months ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಆ ಪೌಚಸ್ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. Parent will understand what work the child has done, whether the child needs improvement ಅಥವಾ he is good at it ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಕಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ಸು, ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ಸು, ಡ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್ಸು, ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ಸು, ಪೇಂಟಿಂಗ್ಸ್, ಗ್ಲೂಯಿಂಗ್, ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೋ ಅದನ್ನು ಆ ಬ್ಯಾಗಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಅಸ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಪೌಚಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈ ಥರ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಪೌಚಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಫೈಲ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೋದು. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್. ಸೊ ಆನ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರೈಡೇ ಆಫ್ ಈಚ್ ಮಂತ್ ದ ಮಂತ್ಲಿ ಕರಿಕ್ಯುಲಮ್, ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮಂತ್ಲಿ ಕರಿಕ್ಯುಲಮ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮಂತ್ ಅಥವಾ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ಏನು ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್, ಟೀಚರ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮಂಡೇ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾವ ರೈಮ್ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾವ ಸ್ಪೋಕನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಕಾನ್ವರ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಆ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೂ ಅವ್ರ ಬ್ಯಾಗಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ನ್ಯೂಸು ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎನಿ ರಿಮೈಂಡರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ, ಮಗು ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ, ಏನಾದರೂ ನಾವು ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಒಂದು ಪೇಪರಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಈ ಪೌಚಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕ್ರಾಫ್ಟ್. The child will get to work on art and craft projects each week. ಸೊ ಯೂಶಲಿ ಪ್ರೀ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಬುಕ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮಮ್ಮ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಅಂತ. ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಮ್ಮಿ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಮಾಡೋ ಅಂಥ ವರ್ಕ್, ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಟೀಚರ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಥೀಮ್, ಈಗ ಸಪೋಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ವೀಕ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯನಿಮಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಬುಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ಝೈನ್, ಜರ್ನಲ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಚಾರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗೋದನ್ನ ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ಆಲ್ಬಮಲ್ಲಿ ಪೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಅ ವರ್ಕ್ ಪೌಚ್ ಥರನೇ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಥರ ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಅವ್ರು ಏನೇನು ಥೀಮ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ ಆ ವೀಕಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಬುಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ಲೂ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋದು. ಸೊ ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಈ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಡೇಟ್ ಅಂತ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ, ವೆಡ್ನೆಸ್ಡೇ ಅಥವಾ ಥರ್ಸ್ಡೇ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಡೇ such activities will take place. The main purpose of introducing this activity is to increase their imaginative capacity, to make them very creative, to make them very independent, and finally their fine motor skills will develop. Adrinda our concentration power also will develop. So that's the main purpose of making the child do the things. Now coming to 5 guiding principles. See, ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸು ಟೀಚರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಡಿಸಿಪ್ಲಿನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ನಾವು ತುಂಬ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಈಸಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್. ಎಷ್ಟು ಥರ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರವ್ರ ಮೆಂಟ್ಯಾಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಬೇರೆದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ಸ್ ಬೇರೆದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ಒಂದು ರೂಫ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಅವ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕಿ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ದಾರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಸೋದೇ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ದ ರೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಟೀಚರ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಒಂದು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಡಿಸಿಪ್ಲಿನ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ. ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಡಿಸಿಪ್ಲಿನ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಟ್ರಬಲ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ ಎಂಬರಾಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದೇರ್ ಪೀರ್ಸ್. ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ರೆಕಗ್ನೈಸ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಜಾಬ್ ವೆಲ್ ಡನ್. Teacher should encourage and have faith in students and have positive expectation from her students. ತುಂಬ ಸತಿ ನಾವು ಸಪೋಸ್ ವಿ ಗಿವ್ ಅ ಟಾಸ್ಕ್, ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಫೇತ್. ಸರಿ, ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಅವ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್, ಇವನೊಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ, ನಿಂಗೇನು ಬರಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ, ನಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತು ನಿಂಗೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ, ಹೋಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೋ ಹೋಗು, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಗೋ ಸಿಟ್ ಡೌನ್, ಐ ನೋ ಯು ಆರ್ ಅ ಡಮ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ಅ ಡೆಫ್, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ವೇ ಯು ಡೂ. ಸೊ ಈ ಥರ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ನೆವರ್ ಎವರ್ ದ ಟೀಚರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಯೂಸ್. ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ don't embarrass the child in front of others, squeezing the ears, beating the child, hitting on his head, telling the child that you are a useless fellow. ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮುಂದೆ ಈ ಥರ ಬೈಗಳನ್ನ ಬೈಬಾರ್ದು. The child will get discouraged. Instead, the teacher should have a lot of patience, should have faith and encourage the child to do. Okay, ನಿಂಗೆ ಈಗ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ, ಸರಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಿಧಾನವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ತೋರಿಸು, ಅಥವಾ ಯು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ಐಲ್ ಬಿ ಆಸ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಯು ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್, ಅಥವಾ ಗಿವ್ ದ ಹಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ದ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಇಟ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಡೂ ಟು ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಅ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಡಿಸಿಪ್ಲಿನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗ ಡಿಸ್ಕರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವೋ ದ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಗೋಸ್ ಡೌನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೌನ್, ನೆವರ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಲೈಫ್. His future will be hampered in the hands of the teacher, which should never happen. Second one, teacher should give a specific and clear direction. That is TWO2 ಅಲ್ಲ, to children as what they should do. Example, ನಾನು don't litter, don't dirty the floor ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋ ಬದಲಾಗಿ I should exactly tell the children, ಲಿಟರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಗಲೀಜ್ ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲ, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಡರ್ಟಿ ದ ಫ್ಲೋರ್. ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪೆನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಪೀಲಿಂಗ್ಸು, ಡಸ್ಟು, ಪೇಪರ್ಸು, ಕಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಇಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಲೋಲಿ ಗೋ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟ್, ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಡಸ್ಟ್ಬಿನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಥ್ರೋ ಇನ್ ದ ಡಸ್ಟ್ಬಿನ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಅಥವಾ ಟೀಚರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಸಿ, ನನ್ನ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಈಗ ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ನಾನು ಇದೇ ಡಸ್ಟ್ಬಿನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ, ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನನ್ನ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಕ್ಲೀನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಒಂದು ರೋಲ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡಸ್ಟು ಅಥವಾ ಪೇಪರ್ಸು ಒಂದು ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಟ್ಟು ಆ ಮಗುಗೆ ಈ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು. ಅದು ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಡಸ್ಟ್ಬಿನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ಲಾಪ್ಸ್ ಹೊಡೆದು ವಾವ್ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್, ವೆಲ್ ಡನ್ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಅಪ್ರಿಷಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆ ಥರ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಎವ್ರಿ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಫಾಲೋ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಅವ್ರು ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಸ್ಕೋಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್, ಅವತ್ತು ಹೇಳಿಲ್ವಾ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ, ಸ್ಟುಪಿಡ್ ಫೆಲೋ, ಇಡಿಯಟ್ ಫೆಲೋ, ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ದಟ್ ಮಚ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಕಾಂಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಬೈಯೋದು ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕಮಾನ್ 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 ಡೂ ಇಟ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್, ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಸಿ, ಕಮಾನ್ ಅಂತ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ದಿ ವರ್ಕ್. ಆ ಗಾರ್ಬೇಜ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ತೊಗೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಅವ್ನ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಟ್ಟು, ಈಗ ನೀನು ತೊಗೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು ಹಾಕು, ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ವೆಯ್ಟಿಂಗ್, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ವಾಚಿಂಗ್ ಯು, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೀ ವಿಲ್ ನೆವರ್ ಕಮಿಟ್ ಎ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಆ ಗಾರ್ಬೇಜ್ನ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಹಿ ವಿಲ್ ಪುಟ್. ಆ ಥರ ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಗೈಡೆಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಲಿ. ಒಂದು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಅವ್ನು ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನು ರೆಕ್ಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ವಿತೌಟ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಎನಿ ಟಾಂಟ್, ಸ್ಕೋಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್, ಎಂಬರೈಸಿಂಗ್, ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ರಿಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ದಿರ ರೆಕ್ಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ದ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಮ್ಯಾನರ್. ದಿಸ್ ಶೋಸ್ ದ ಲವ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ದ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್. ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಆನ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್, ಒನ್ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಅಟ್ ಅ ಟೈಮ್. ನಾವು ಜನರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಎವ್ರಿ ಮಗು ಕಡೆ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಅಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಟೀಚರ್ ತುಂಬ ಲೆಕ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಕೊಡಬಾರ್ದು. ದೇ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಲಾಂಗ್, ದೊಡ್ಡ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅವರು ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ದೊಡ್ಡದು ಕೊಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್. ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್, ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಅಪ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಫಾಲೋ ದ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ವಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಡೂ. Give the students time to respond. Wait for the answer when asking a question and give them at least 20 seconds to reply. Do not interrupt, but rather follow up with questions. That encourages critical thinking and reasoning. This one I think ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲೂ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಂದು ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರೀಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಹೇಳೋ ಮುಂಚೆನೆ ಓಕೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಓಕೆ ನಿಂಗೂ ಬರಲ್ವಾ, ಹಾಂ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಫೆಲೋ, ಹಾಂ ಅಂತೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಬೆಪ್ರ ಥರ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ನೆನಪು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಗಾನ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆವಾಗ ಸರಿ ಬಿಡಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಅಂತ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಈವನ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಥಿಂಕ್, ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಈವನ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ದಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಅಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೋರ್ ಲೇಝಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಮಗು ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಗಿವ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಸಮ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಓಕೆ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್, ಟೆಲ್ ಮೀ, ಹಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಿ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಿಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಎನ್ಕರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ರೀಕಾಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟೆಲ್ ದಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ತುಂಬ ಹೊತ್ತು ಹೇಳಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ದೆನ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಆನ್ ಟು ದಿ ಅದರ್ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕೀಪ್ ದಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ಬಾಯ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಸರಿಯಪ್ಪ ನೀನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಂಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಹೇಳು, ನಾನು ಅಷ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಟ್ ಮಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಟು ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಆನ್ ಒನ್ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್. ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಕವರ್ ಅದರ್ 20 children, you know. Therefore, we have to pass it on. But come back to the child who did not answer. Ask him again, did you understand, did you recall? ಸರಿ ಅಂತ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸತಿ ಹಿಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿಸಿ ಬಾಯಿಂದ ಕೂಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ he will start thinking and he will start answering too. So we should encourage his critical thinking and reasoning. Now this is very, very important. Every child must know what are his rights. ಅಂದರೆ ಅವನಿಗೂ ಒಂದು ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಏನು ಅಂತ ಅವ್ನು ತಿಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್. ಸಿ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅ ರೈಟ್, ಅವನಿಗೆ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅ ರೈಟ್ ಟು ಫೀಲ್ ಸೇಫ್. ಒಂದು ಸತಿ ಮಗು ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದರೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಇದೆ ಕೇಳೋಕ್ಕೆ, ನಾನು ಸೇಫ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀನಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ. ಅವ್ನು ಸೇಫ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ದಿ power to ask us, question us. So it's the teacher's responsibility to keep the child safe in the school. He has the right to ask for a good education. He has the right to ask for a freedom, personal space, food and water. ಅವನ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ರೈಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಇದೆ, ಅವ್ನು ಕೇಳಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಅವ್ನು ಏನಾದರೂ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಥರ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಅವನಿಗಿದೆ, ಕೊಡೋ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ನಮಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಅವನಿಗೆ ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅ ಜೈಲ್. ಒಂದೇ ಕಡೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೋ, ಕೈಕಾಲು ಕಟ್ಟು, ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಡ, ತಿರುಗಬೇಡ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಬೇಡ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಬೇಡ, ಟಾಯ್ಲೆಟ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಡ, ತಿನ್ಬೇಡ. No, it's not a jail. Child has a lot of freedom to move around, to talk to his friends, use the washroom, eat food and water that he like and he has brought. And then ಅವನಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಇರಲೇಬೇಕು. ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ 20 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಆ 20 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಬೆಂಚು, ಡೆಸ್ಕು, ಚೇರೋ, ಟೇಬಲು ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರಬೇಕು. ನೋ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹಿಸ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್. ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅವ್ನು ಏನು ಫುಡ್ ತಂದಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಅವನು ಯಾವಾಗ ನೀರು ಕುಡಿಬೇಕು ಅಂದಾಗಲೆಲ್ಲನೂ ನಾವು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಶಟ್ ಅಪ್, ಸಿಟ್ ಡೌನ್, ಯು ಕಾಂಟ್ ಡ್ರಿಂಕ್ ವಾಟರ್ ನೌ, ಯು ಕಾಂಟ್ ಈಟ್ ಫುಡ್ ನೌ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋ ಹಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. Sometimes when he is thirsty in between, teacher should allow him to drink. And suppose he wants to use the washroom at any time in between the class, he asks, he should be allowed to go. Nan bidalla antella we cannot restrict. That's not our ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ. ಬಟ್ ಕೇಳೋ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಒಂದು ಮಗುಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್, ಅವನೇನಾದರೂ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ನಾವು. ಅವನ ಮಾತಿಗೂ ಒಂದು ಬೆಲೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಇಫ್ ಹಿ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್, ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಟು ಹಿಯರ್ ಟು ಹಿಮ್. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವನ ಮಾತಿಗೂ ಒಂದು ಬೆಲೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ದ ರೈಟ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಸೇ. At the same time, the child is having certain responsibilities, certain duties ಅವನಿಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ಅವನು ಸೇಫ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಗೆ ಫೀಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೋ, ಅವನ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದನೂ ಬೇರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಸೇಫ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದಟ್ ಐ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಸೇಫ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅದರ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್, ನಾನು ಬೇರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊಡೆದಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಬೈದಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಸೊ ನಾನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರಬಾರ್ದು. ಆ ರೂಲ್ ನಡೆಯಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಸೇಫ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಬೇರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನನ್ನಿಂದ ಹಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇಫ್ 2 children are there, ಒಂದು ಮಗು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೊಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಗು ಸೈಲೆಂಟಾಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ತಪ್ಪು. ಸೊ ಇವನು ಹೊಡಿಬಾರ್ದು, ಅವನು ಹೊಡಿಬಾರ್ದು. ನೋ ಫೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ನೋಬಡಿ ಶುಡ್ ಹಾರ್ಮ್ ಈಚ್ ಅದರ್. ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ದ ರೈಟ್ ಟು ಸೇ ಸೇಫ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡೀಸ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಈಸ್ ಟು ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಈಚ್ ಅದರ್, ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹಾರ್ಮ್ ಈಚ್ ಅದರ್. ಹಂಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮಗು ಬೇರೆ ಮಗುನ ತುಂಬ ಕಚ್ಚೋದು, ಬೈಯೋದು, ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅನ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಅಥವಾ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಟು ರಿಮೂವ್ ದ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್. ಈ ಥರ ನಾಟಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ಹಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಂದ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ಲಾಗಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆಸಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ಅಲವ್ ಅದರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಮೇಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಎಜುಕೇಟೆಡ್. ನಾವು ತುಂಬ ಸತಿ ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ, ಕೆಲವ್ರು ಹೈಪರ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೆಲವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಟೀಚರ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಇವ್ರು ಎಗರ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾನು ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ 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 ಮೀ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಲವ್ ಎನಿ ಅದರ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಟು ಆನ್ಸರ್. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ಎನ್ಕರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ದಟ್ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಶುಡ್ ಗಿವ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್, ರೂಮ್, ಟೈಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅದರ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಟು ಆನ್ಸರ್. ಇವನು ಒಬ್ಬನಿಗೆ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ತೊಗೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ಇವನು ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ, ಇವನ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇವನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಟೀಚರ್ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾನಿಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್, ಓಕೆ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್, ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಸ್ಡ್ ಯು ಒನ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್, ಇವಾಗ ನೀನು ಮಾತಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಗಿವ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅದರ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಟು ಆನ್ಸರ್. ಅಲವ್ ಅದರ್ಸ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಲವ್ ದ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಟು ಬಾಸ್ ಓವರ್ ಅದರ್ಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೂ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗೋ ಥರ ಟೀಚರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲವ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಮೇಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಟು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಅದರ್ಸ್ ಫೀಲ್ ಫ್ರೀ. ಸೊ ಬಾಸಿಸಮ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಹಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಪಿಂಚ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಬೇರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಹೆದರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. ಆ ಥರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬೇರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಜಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಂದೇ ಜಾಗ, ನಾನು ಜಾಗ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ, ನೀನು ದಬ್ಬು, ನೀನು ಹೋಗು ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಎವ್ರಿ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್. ಆ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ನ ಆಕ್ಯುಪೈ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕಂಫರ್ಟಾಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಆ ಬೇರೆ ಜಾಗನೂ ನಂದೇ, ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂತ್ಕೋಬಾರ್ದು, ಮಗು ಲೆಟ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಸಿಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವ ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೂ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ತಿನ್ನಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಊಟ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಟು ಅಲೌ ಅದರ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಟು ಈಟ್. ಬೇರೆ ಮಕ್ಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಾಸ್ ಓವರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವ್ರದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ತಿನ್ನೋದು, ರೌಡಿ ಥರ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಹಾಗೆ ಕಂಡು ಬಂದರೆ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗಿವ್ ಟಿ ಸಿ ಟು ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್. ಮತ್ತು ದ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಟು ಅಲೌ ಅದರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ಥಿಂಕ್. ಅವ್ರ ಮಾತಿಗೆ ಬೆಲೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇ ನಡಿಬೇಕು, ನನ್ನನ್ನೇ ಮುದ್ದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಟೀಚರು, ನನ್ನನ್ನೇ ನೋಡಬೇಕು, ನನಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೋಬೇಕು, ನಾನೇ ಎಲ್ಲದರಲ್ಲೂ ಶೈನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ದ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟೀಸ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಗಿವನ್ ಟು ಎವ್ರಿ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್. ಮತ್ತು ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಟು ಲೆಟ್ ದ ಪಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ದೇರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಫ್ರೀಲಿ. ಸೊ ಹೇಗೆ ಇವನು ಒಂದು ಮಗು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾನೋ, ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್, ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಟೀಚರ್, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೂ ಅವಕಾಶ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಶುಡ್ ಗಿವ್ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಫಾರ್ ಅದರ್ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಟು ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ದೇರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್. ಓಹೋ ನೀನೇನೋ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು, ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ, ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ನೀ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊ ಅನ್ನೋ ಹಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಬಾಸ್ ಓವರ್ ಎನಿ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಅಟ್ ಎನಿ ಟೈಮ್. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ child. So here ends this small chapter. This is part 1. In the next video we'll be seeing how the school should be managed. ಇದು ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಟೀಚರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಯಿತು. The next one is completely administration. What is the clerical job? ಏನು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಹೇಗೆ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು in the next video it will come. So keep watching this. Go through the slides again and again. Thank you for now.